a B Corp and they choose then to come to Alping instead of maybe doing the same job but then in a nice place in Amsterdam, but they want to really work for B Corp and they are inspired by what we do. Absolutely also, but it's also an outcome, I think, that people see this and they want to join.
Yeah.
Local community support, yes. For example, we are producing the mouth caps. You might have heard of that during Corona. The local hospital, they came to us and they asked, can you help? And we said, of course, we want to help.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what you need. They asked for mouth caps, so we started producing them. Then we got involved to the LCH, the Landelijk Coördinatiecentrum.
Yeah.
And then it became much bigger and etc. But local community support, absolutely. Fighting poverty, yes. We have very high standards on all the products that we buy from our suppliers. Coming from different parts than created by ourselves. Some of those parts we try to source locally, but some of the parts, for example, the electronics, if you want to have adjustable beds, they come from Taiwan, for example. Maybe some of the bed linen still that comes from India, but we are now bringing that to Portugal to bring it much closer. So these sort of things. And we want that to make sure that the right wages are being paid as we do in our obviously in our own company.
Okay.
Altruism, yes, we do that partly. We are in that game. We do, for example, the Black Friday campaign we did. That is based on we donated the profits to the I don't know how to translate it.
In Dutch?
Not make a wish, but a similar sort of foundation. Profit improvement, yes, but that's an interesting one because profit improvement is something that, in our case, for example, when we make products circular, that's what we are doing. That is very good and very nice, but the impact of that, and then also the profit improvement that should come with it, is in our industry. If you make, for example, a mattress that probably goes around 8 to 10 years, depends a bit, then we would get the product back and then we could reuse all the materials inside of it as virgin materials. And then we would have obviously a sort of profit improvement because we don't have to buy it again, but we can reuse it. But that's something, it's nice in a business case, but it's not something that is shown now in the figures.
Okay. So
our biggest motivation is basically, let's say, coming from the culture of our organization, is that we want to do that. We are have a drive to do things well, to do things for the world. It is not by a single sign or by a single message or by a single trigger that we have said yes, we want to become this B Corp. It's much broader than that.
Okay, good that you say that's not the reason. Why did you decide to become certified or Alping? What was the key driver? So I think you could do the same things, right? Doing good without a certification.
Yes. So we looked actually into B Corp, but also into some other certifications, just to understand a bit how this works. And we are in close contact with some companies, for example, Tony Chocoloni, Mudjeans, Dopper, that are a B Corp, and we got into some talks with them, and based on that, we came into contact with B Corp itself and the Beehive, and we got inspired and said, yes, we want to take this challenge and see how far we get. So we did an initial scoring together with them, and then basically the whole process started to run. Okay. So it was basically also by reference and by discussions we had with other companies on the stock.
But why do you want to be certified at all? You could also do the same without certification, right?
Because it shows the things that we are doing, and it makes us part of a bigger group of companies that want to bring good. And that is to join the forces, to become united, making this B Corp and B Corp certification more common and more inherited in the Netherlands at least, or basically in the world in a broader sense.
Okay, so that's that makes sense to me, and I would like it to make a bit of switch to things. Partly, as I said, you answered some things already, like how does your company contribute? You mentioned the business model, which I understand. You also mentioned sometimes you donate, which I will get back to later. Are there also special projects you support in the world somewhere like?
Yeah, so the business model, yes, that is. So we are setting up a circular business model.
Yeah, that you explained. Yes.
Then we have projects, special projects that we. So it is one is the KIT hotel. I can send you some more information on that. That's something we are connected to. We are sponsoring some sports on this basis. And within projects, yes, we have quite some. We work with, for example, the University of Amsterdam, but also the University of Ghent, for the broader sense to understand how sleep helps you, and to help science get better at this topic.
Okay, so very much linked to your product also. So if you,
we are now, so maybe this is something we are doing gradually. So we are building this up, how we see it. So we are, for example, inspired by Benetton for quite some time ago with the brand activism. You might remember that poster where you see the black and the white kit in front of the Benetton logo, which was then at that time quite new and groundbreaking. But we are also looking into how can we step out or step up and become more brand activist driven, and also show that we are taking all of these steps and going in another route.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can imagine with a company 134 years old, this is a family owned. You cannot just do that overnight. It is a gradual build up towards that.
Has there been a kind of radical shift or a bigger shift, let's say, with new generation, or is it kind of evolved just over time, independently of some individuals changing?
No, so basically, yes. So that actually, when I joined Auping, this change was one of the key things to set up. So that's one of the things over the last, let's say, 3 or 4 years that have been changed.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes. And if you do charities, you mentioned you support sleeping projects, where I understand it's close to your brand. But if you say you support KIT Hotel Sports, you also mentioned the Make a Wish or similar projects. How do you take those decisions, or the company, which kind of projects or donations to support? Is this more ad hoc, or is there kind of strategy?
No, it is a strategy. It is a plan. But there is also, it is also a bit, reinventing yourself a bit, Okay. Because there are so many good and nice ideas to work with. But it has to fit somehow as well. It doesn't really make sense for us to step into areas where we cannot bring or add value, where we just give money. That is not something we want to basically also add some value into it so that we can really bring it to the next level.
Okay.
And that can be that we help, for example, kids hotels. I will give you the name after this. But it can also be this sort of research. But we are now, for